Alright everybody, if you watch this channel, you know I'm a big fan of tennis sneakers, whether it be present sneakers or past sneakers, and we're looking at one of my favorite models today of all time. Today, we're checking out the Reebok Court Victory Pump. Let's get into it.
The youngest ever to win the championship of France, 17-year-old Michael Chang of the United States has won.
What's going on everybody? It's Mike from the Sneaker History Podcast, and we are back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you hadn't done so already, you know the drill. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. All that stuff, guys, gets the video through the algorithm so more and more people can see it. And you guys have been just doing an amazing job. I just want to take a second to thank you. I know I've probably done this a couple videos ago, but this is the best month the channel's had again now. So it's beat the last best month that we had, and it's just becoming the best year of the channel. It's really finding its stride, and I really do appreciate you guys because you're the reason for it, the support, watching the videos, you know, putting the videos out to your friends and family. Thank you for that, guys. I really do appreciate you. Now, I know you're not here for that part. I know you're here for the sneaker, so let's talk right about it. That sneaker we're looking at today is one of my all-time favorite sneakers from one of my all-time favorite sports, and that's gonna be the Reebok Court Victory Pump. Now, guys, first off, Reebok, thank you. Family out there, really do appreciate you guys for sending this pair over. I am so excited to have, I guess it's a retro, of course, of the original sneaker because I haven't had this sneaker in my collection before. I have a version of it, but not this one, so I'm really happy to get the actual, you know, sneaker itself in the rotation because this one's gonna get worn a ton, just giving you guys a heads up. Now, this sneaker is so great because it just has an awesome story behind it, and that's what we do with Sneaker History. You guys already know, we like to dive deeper than just the leather and rubber of it all. We want to give you guys everything we can possibly do about the shoe. And this one is actually celebrating a 35th anniversary of something that was just an awesome feat. Now, if you guys know, if you follow tennis or you just know who this shoe was for, Michael Chang, American tennis player who became the youngest champion at Roland Garros in 1989 because, well, not because he won, that's why, but he came back 2-0 against Stefan Edberg, who has his own shoe as well, to win that championship in 1989. And this is the shoe he was wearing. And again, this is a celebration of that feat. That shoe is pretty much just cemented in history of just an amazing moment. And with my love of both sneakers and the sport of tennis, this is just a perfect shoe for my collection. And guys, this is, I know people are like, oh, it's just a, you know, old retro tennis shoe. You gotta understand, my love for that sport has been, you know, forever. I mean, I've been playing for years, and just being able to grab a piece of things that I couldn't see because I was actually born in 1989. You guys do the math of how old I am. So it's really cool to look back and just be able to respect those moments and see those things happen because it was just really cool. Especially because he's the same height as me. Being 5'8" in a professional sport that involves power, I don't know. It's being a professional athlete at a certain height like this. It's just even more like of an amazing feat because tennis players, basketball players, so on and so forth, they're typically taller people, and being able to come in and become a champion and not let that define, you know, oh, I can't do it because of size, that's just awesome. That's why favorite athletes like Michael Chang, Allen Iverson, things like that. Iverson was definitely more than 5'8", but being just a smaller stature in professional sports and having success, I think it's just amazing because it takes so much more than physical attributes. It takes your mind, it takes skill, and being able to do that just speaks volumes. But we're not gonna get off on a sports tangent here. We gotta talk about the shoe. Now, this sneaker has retro, last in 2017, so I didn't get that pair, but it kind of retro last year as well because if you guys remember, I did the hybrid model, which was the Court Victory Pump, and also the Shack Attack. They did their hybrid models with the pumps, which I'll put a link to the video up there if you want to check it out. Wore that shoe a ton, still wear it a ton. But again, we're getting the actual true to form version here. Now, this color has not released yet here in the States. I think it's released overseas so far, but you're gonna see that. I'll put a link down below. The original green and white colorway is gonna be available right now. This shoe really was the competitor to the Nike tennis models, the Tech Challenges, I cannot remember what Pete Sampras was, the Oscillate, if I'm not mistaken. This was a direct competition, and Reebok took advantage of that moment with Michael Chang and put out this commercial. It was one of, like, just a great commercial for the sneaker, and I'll throw it in right now.
You're 5'8" and 140 pounds. You don't play a power game. You use your head, your ground strokes, and my secret weapon, speed. That's why I picked the pump from Reebok. When I'm pumped up, I get support, protection, and a custom fit. So if you want to beat those rock and roll tennis guys, pump up and air out.
Switch to the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up and air out.
Now, again, they were really about that pump, and this pump was something that was a game changer for the industry in the 80s and early 90s because it was something that, it was different, and it was meant to, again, give you that custom fit, which it still does, by the way. I hate when people in my comments say, oh, the pump doesn't work. Just, guys, you can't pump it once and expect something to happen. You gotta actually get in there and pump it, fill that air bladder up. This is a small pump, guys. It's not gonna just automatically fill. Do the work, it is actually gonna work. Trust me. This one works on this one too, by the way. Let's get right into the shoe, what it's made up of. And you know what? I don't know if anybody's a Reebok endorsed tennis player right now in you know, the professional setting, but if you are, I need to see somebody wear this in a major or in some kind of tournament because I think that'd just be dope. But that's a side topic. This sneaker is going to be all leather, which you guys know I love that. It's going to be a chalk colored leather. It's going to be a pretty sturdy leather as well. It is going to be thick cuts, but it's not going to be super tumble, so it's going to be a little stiffer because with tennis sneakers, you wanted them to survive dragging your foot across the hard court or whatever court you're playing on. So you're going to get a more sturdy leather here. You're going to have your ventilation holes done up right here on the lateral side. And if you guys play tennis, you know that toe drag will kill your shoe. Put a hole in it just like that. You're going to have that. It feels like a plastic covering here that has some texture to it, so that way you can protect your toe from toe drag. Because I tell you this, I have burned through so many sneakers playing tennis that it's not even funny, just holes for days, and this will give you a little bit of protection to make that shoe last a little longer. Now, getting up to the lace area of the shoe, you're gonna have your flat laces that are done in the same chalk color. You're gonna have a mixture of materials on the tongue, the top being, of course, that kind of rubberized plastic that's gonna house the pump, which my favorite part about the pump here is not just the pump, but it's the tennis ball finish. So it's gonna have, looks like a tennis ball, feels like a tennis ball, has the pump on there as well. And again, guys, the pump does work, it does feel. And of course you have the little button here to release the air that you pumped in. Now you're gonna also, as we go down, you're gonna have the Reebok embroidery on here in the medial side. You're gonna have tennis embroidered in blue on the lateral side. And this is gonna be sitting on top of that chalk colored leather again. Now you're gonna have also on the outside is gonna be this plastic covering that has kind of this honeycomb pattern done up in that tennis ball yellow or tennis ball green, whatever color you wanna call it. That's gonna sit on top of an open cell mesh tongue. So you're gonna have that design piece there, which I really like. It just kind of gives it some depth and just a different look to it. As we go to the lateral and medial sides of the sneaker, you're gonna first off have your Reebok branding done here on the lateral side, embroidered in blue with the pump branding. Right below that, you're gonna have a TPU overlay that's gonna protect the shoe and also provide some more lateral stability, done up in that blue, kind of a clear blue in here, and again, done up on the medial side. Now, the rest of the shoe is gonna be done up in, of course, that nice flat cream leather. As you get to the top, you have these wings that are gonna give you, again, some ability to really tighten up and give you some ankle support right around the top of your eyelets here, done up in that blue and gray as well. Just a little wings, nothing too crazy. You don't want to have too much flapping around as you're running around on a shoe. And an ankle collar is going to be done up in, again, that flat white chalk as well. And then you get into the shoe, is going to be the sock liner done up in that same chalk color. Inside, you're going to have that chalk colored insole with the, just the yellow pump logo. You guys can probably see it there. So nothing too much going on inside the shoe. Kept it basic, kept it really just like the original. Now, we're going to have this checkered pattern mesh right here across the ankle collar before we get to the heel cup, which is going to provide the Hexalite branding done up in that blue and tennis ball color as well. And that's going to be, of course, the cushioning for the sneaker, so you guys can see that branding. Now, the midsole is actually really surprised. I thought the midsole was going to be a little bit like harder because it is a retro, but the foam they use is an EVA midsole. It is going to be pretty spongy, like not in the sense of too soft, but it seems like it's still pretty responsive. Like you actually could put this on a court somewhere, and I think it would be a serviceable shoe. I know technology comes so far, and we're so used to all these different shoes, but I know just like basketball, people like to throw on retros on court. I don't see why you couldn't put this one on, and I would love to try it myself. I just need a second pair so I don't blow one out and don't have one to go back to. And again, I would love to see a pro wear these in a tournament. That would be pretty awesome. Now, with that midsole, you're gonna have a couple pieces of the outsole stretching up to it right here on the lateral side. Again, providing a little bit of protection there because that's just some of the high wear areas on tennis shoes where you're dragging, running. You're gonna have that in the medial side as well. And getting down to the outsole, I love the outsole pattern of this sneaker. Just one of those just more, what's the word I'm looking for? Just creative outsoles I think I've seen. And that's gonna be a herringbone here done up in yellow horizontally, vertical herringbone done up in that blue color. This kind of honeycomb pattern, you're gonna see here, the little pod, but also you're gonna see that done up in the midfoot section as well. You're gonna have the open window here for your Hexalite on the forefoot, your window here on the heel, more herringbone done up in that blue color. Of course, your Reebok branding done up in blue as well. Now guys, this shoe does fit true to size in my opinion. I'm a size 10, but my foot is pretty normal width, so I don't have to deal with the wider foot. So I would say if you're a wider foot, check them out first if you can. Definitely try your pair on, because I know that will make a difference. Especially you look at the shoe, it's kind of a slender shoe, because again, most athletic shoes did have more of a hug to your foot. I would try them on. Trying to think of a direct shoe I would probably say it fits like. I can't think of one on top of my head. I would say something like the Air Trainers, like the Bo Jackson shoes. They fit similar to that. Trying to think of some other ones out there. Oh my gosh, just lost my train of thought again. Sorry guys. The shoe, here it is, right next to me. Club C. Whatever you wear in a Club C, I know this is the Vibrant version, but whatever you wear in a Club C, I think is a very similar sizing here. So if you know that sizing, go to same size here, and that should be perfect. But again, I always like to tell people to try them on if you can. But this shoe is perfect for spring and summer with the colors. It is gonna go with anything from pants, shorts, joggers, you name it. This is just one of those retros that are just the perfect silhouette to match with anything and everything, and just look good and not be the same as everybody else on the street. So again, I put a link down below. I don't know when this particular colorway is dropping. I know again the original chalk or white and green color is on the Reebok website now, but I'll leave a link down below, of course. And you guys let me know. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you have an original pair? I would love to talk to somebody with an original pair from the 90s. I just want to see it because that'd just be awesome. But let me know down below. And until next time, guys, see ya.